Coming up tonight on YCU News, a Georgia bank will finance a key part of the Stevens High School renovation plan. And Vermont Governor Peter Shumlin brought good news to Wyndham County residents yesterday. For more news, weather, and sports, it's time for YCU, your local view.
Now, your daily digest of the Dartmouth Lake Sunapee region and central Vermont. News, sports, weather, public affairs, and all that's happening in our area. The news on YCU, your local view.
Good evening. Welcome to this Thursday edition of YCU News. I'm Lynn Solomon. A Georgia bank will finance a key part of the Stevens High School renovation plan. Claremont school leaders now know that Atlanta-based SunTrust will come through with a 15-year loan that will buy new windows and heating upgrades. The actual term of the loan, at about 3.7%, is 15 years plus 5 months. It has taken several months for the loan to come through because many banks did not want to finance a 20-year loan. That's the term of financing originally sought by city leaders working on the near $13 million high school upgrade. School Board Renovation Committee Chairman David Putnam says the new loan has not yet been finalized by a signed contract. That is expected to happen soon, though. The $400,000 that the loan will provide will allow builders to install new windows and insulation at the decades-old Broad Street School. The loan is part of an energy savings plan with Johnson Controls. Johnson Controls guarantees reduced heat and lighting bills to schools and businesses throughout New England. With the heat and electrical upgrades to public buildings, money saved goes back to other school programs.
Now we can proceed with the Johnson Control contract and start changing out our energy and heating systems so that we can improve the efficiency of our buildings and making the heating systems more reliable.
Vermont Governor Peter Shumlin brought good news to Wyndham County residents on Wednesday. Shumlin announced that Brattleboro, Windsor, and the Wyndham Housing Trust will receive a $1 million grant. The grant will improve and upgrade existing residential housing in southeastern Vermont. This will allow people to remain in their homes instead of relocating. The grant will make the homes more comfortable to live in while saving money on utility bills through the renovations. Connie Snow is the Wyndham and Windsor Housing Trust Executive Director. She says the governor's message sits well with residents who will benefit from the grant.
In partnership with the town of Brattleboro and we'll announce in a few minutes also the town of Wilmington, the two ventures being funded today I think demonstrate the breadth of our effort to support not only the well-being of local citizens but also the health and vibrancy of the communities of southeastern Vermont. In Wilmington, a 7-apartment Main Street property we've owned for the last almost 17 years will get a top-to-bottom renovation, and including critical energy upgrades such as solar panels and a pellet boiler, which will help us keep the apartments affordable. And the block grant today will leverage twice the amount in private investment.
The grant will boost economic development in the Brattleboro area. Doing the home renovations creates jobs for builders, Shumlin says. The grant will help people who cannot afford to make home improvements.
Not only is this extraordinarily important to economic development, to jobs, and to quality of life, quality housing for folks who otherwise wouldn't be able to live in quality housing, but it also, for every dollar that we spend that we're passing out today, it draws down an additional $8 in public-private partnerships that help make these projects happen. So that's a big deal. It's a huge job creator for Vermont.
After the break, we'll hear about a Wallingford, Vermont fire captain who is in jail for conspiring to set fires.
The YCU News continues in a moment.
Welcome back to YCU News. I'm Lynn Solomon. A Wallingford, Vermont fire captain is in jail for conspiring to set fires. The U.S. Attorney for Vermont reports a federal judge in Rutland sentenced a 30-year-old George Allen to 13 months in jail on Tuesday. Allen was the former captain of the Wallingford Volunteer Fire Department. In July, a jury found Allen guilty of scheming with several teenage fire department members to start fires in the area they protect. In a press release from the court, the motive for Allen's act was the excitement of responding to a fire with younger firefighters. Normally, the town's fire department does not answer many calls. After a fire was intentionally set, a 911 call was made to the fire station. Captain Allen in the Wallingford Fire Department would then rush to the scene to put out the fire. Judge Christina Reese told Allen his acts were outrageous and dangerous. Beyond a threat to public safety from fire engines rushing to a fire, the calls cost money. Current Wallingford Fire Chief Stefan Goulet cited extra wear on equipment plus damage to staff morale as extra damages. Allen's lawyer, Mark Furland of Rutland, asked the court to put Allen on probation as no one had been physically hurt. Assistant U.S. Attorney William Darrow asked the judge to imprison Allen for at least 15 months. Beyond the 13-month prison term, Judge Reese put Allen on a 2 years probation. Allen must also do 75 hours of community service and pay a $100 fine. Vermont State Police report the theft of firearms from a home in Turnbridge. The guns were reported missing from the Pleasant Lane home of Ryan Pettit on December 2nd. Missing are a 20-gauge break-action shotgun with a diamond branded into the wood, also a Remington 3006 bolt-action series 700 with a scope and sling, and a Remington 50 caliber muzzleloader, also with a scope and sling. Anyone with information regarding this matter is urged to call the Vermont State Police at the Royalton Barracks. They can be reached at 802-234-9933. Welcome back to YCU News. I'm Lynn Solomon. Now, Matt McDonald will have a look at our weather for the next 5 days, and he'll take a look at some local sports.
Thanks, Lynn. Friday we will have rain showers with highs in the lower 40s and lows in the upper 20s. On Saturday we will have mostly sunny skies with highs in the 30s and lows in the teens. Sunday will be partly cloudy with a high of 30 degrees and lows in the 20s. Monday we will have a mix of rain and snow with highs in the 30s and a low of 20 degrees. And Tuesday we will have partly cloudy skies with highs in the upper 20s and a low of 10 degrees. If you're in the Hanover area this weekend, check out the tree lighting on the Dartmouth College Green from 5:15 to 5:45 p.m. The lighting of the tree will include carols with the Rebels Youth Ensemble. The high school sports winter season is about to begin, so let's look at some upcoming games. There will be a girls' basketball game with Kearsarge playing against Newport. This will take place at Kearsarge High School at 5 p.m. in Sutton. There will be a girls' basketball game with Stevens playing against Hillsborough Deering. The game will be happening at the Stevens High School Gymnasium at 7 p.m. There is another girls' basketball game tomorrow. This one sees Mascoma playing against Interlakes. The game is at 6:30 p.m. at Interlakes. Come cheer on your local team.
Thank you for joining us for this Thursday edition of YCU News. Don't forget to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. And you can watch our programs anytime online at ycunow.com. Be sure to tune in tomorrow to hear from Rebecca Corser on holiday shopping in the Kearsarge area. I'm Lynn Solomon for YCU, your local view. Good night.